button. Thank you so much for being here. We've had so much fun doing these calls. You know that we had Nicole on last week. She was phenomenal talking through running. And I wanted to bring Miguel on here. If there's one thing I know about Miguel, he loves running and he brings the fire every single time. And so I was super excited to have him on here just to really hype up 30-day breakaway. And as well as being in the test group, he had a really good experience with the program. And so I just wanted to bring him on here and allow us to understand the importance of running, his energy behind it, why he thinks this is going to be phenomenal, and why he's so excited about this. So without any further delay, Miguel, I'll let you take over.
Awesome. I got like 4 hours, right? Just kidding. Yeah, so thanks guys for having me. I think this is going to be like, let me rewind the tape a little bit, okay? So let me actually tell you a bit about my story, and that'll kind of connect why I think this program is going to be absolutely incredible. So if I rewind the tape back to about 2011, in 2011, I was 240 pounds, okay? And I know I've been Beachbody coach now for almost 8 and a bit years, so it's a long time. But so rewinding the tape to 2011, which is a little more than that, 9 years, I was 240 pounds, absolutely worst shape of my life. Like literally, I was in the worst shape of my life. What happened was one day I was driving my kids home from my parents' house, and the left side of my hand just started feeling completely numb. I wasn't sure what was going on. It was in the middle of winter, so I thought maybe I banged it on something and now it's just frozen solid. So I basically decided to get home, jump in the shower. So I jump in the shower, I'm like shampooing my hair and all that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden I'm like, that's weird. I can't feel like the left side of my head. That's not good. So I decided to go lie down. If you know anything about me, I'm pretty much go until I pass out. My eyes are bleeding type of person. So while I was lying down, my wife, who's pregnant with our daughter at the time, she's like, "Hey, what's wrong?" And I'm like, "Oh, absolutely nothing's wrong. I'm perfect. I'm great. I just don't feel good and need to get a little bit of rest here. Maybe I'll feel better." And she's like, "Well, what's going on?" I said, "Well, I can't feel like the whole left side of my body, so that's probably not a good thing. It's probably just tired." She's like, "You need to get to the hospital like right away, right?" So then, as ladies probably know, I quote unquote argued with my wife about that for like a few seconds. She won the argument. I drove my butt over down to the hospital, and while I still remember, I was getting triaged. If obviously all of you are probably in Canada right now. What ends up happening is I go to get triaged, and you know how Canada works. It's like, you're waiting there for 2 years, and you're probably dead before you actually get in to see anybody. There's a guy sitting beside me at the triage desk holding his thumb in his other hand. And I'm like, I'm going to be here forever. There's like 30 people in the emergency waiting. So I'm like, yeah, listen, my wife made me come here. I'm not feeling super great. They're like, what's wrong? Well, I don't feel like the left side of my body, but it's all good. Don't worry. I'm kind of getting a little bit of the numbness is gone. So they hooked me up to all these things. And they rushed me in like right away. They're like, you might be having a stroke. We're trying to figure out what's going on here. My blood pressure was 190 over 140. It was insane. I was not feeling great. And basically for a month, I went for more tests. I couldn't figure out what was going on. By then I was like supposed to be taking 6 pills, all these different pills. I wasn't taking any of them, except for the blood pressure one I was taking. And I just realized it was making me feel even worse. Right. And so I was just like, I was used to always having energy. As a kid, I always worked out. My dad actually owns a martial arts school. A lot of people don't know that. He's got his 4th degree black belt in Kyokushin karate. So anyway, I always grew up healthy. And then just when I moved out and got married, my wife learned to make amazing food. I gained about 5 pounds a year for about 10, 15 years. That's kind of what happened with me, right? What happens to most people, right? What happens to most people? And I'll tell you what I'm telling you right now is my story, and that's how I relate it to people. And this is the crutch of the whole thing, is what I started doing was actually I started running. I started doing Beachbody workouts. I started doing Turbo Fire and PNEX, but at the same time, I needed like my own time. I needed my own time. I don't know about you. I don't know if you're ever like this, but like you're always tied to your phone. You're tied to your TV. There's always something going on. There's always something, or there's always someone that wants something from you. I don't know, give me an amen if that's you and you feel like your life is just like a bunch of other people's priorities and you never get to your thing, right? So doing my workouts, I love it, but I just really wanted to just get out there and do something where no one would bother me, right? And so what I decided to do is I decided to start running. And so what I would do is I would do my workout. This is legit what I would do. If you followed me for the last 8 years, this is exactly what I've always done even before this workout ever came out. I would do my workout and then I would go for a run. And when I started doing these workouts, just so you know, it was minus 42 the day that I started my first run, okay? So I literally went outside, it was minus 42, And by the way, I was like most of you probably, like you see people like back then, you see people running and don't they look so freaking cool? Don't people that are running just look absolutely amazing? I'm like, they look so good. I want to run too, right? So I went out, I bought like the coolest Nike gear, the best running shoes at the time, like the good, everything. I had all the stuff. And I thought I was just going to run marathons, right? That's how I felt, right? Because I've been working out now for a month. I dropped 20 pounds doing turbo fire. I was feeling great. I'm like, it's running time, right? I couldn't run 2 houses, guys. I couldn't even run like 2 houses in length, and I couldn't breathe. I barely made it walking around the block, came back home. My wife's like, how did it go? I'm like, pretty good, other than I only ran for about maybe 20 seconds until I was basically dead. She's like, was it too cold out? I was like, no, actually, I'm glad it was cold because it cooled me down, because after about 4 seconds, I was boiling. And so what ended up happening is I just trained myself to just get better and better and better at running. And it was kind of tough because the workouts that I was doing at the time weren't really built for running, right? These workouts that I did, they were meant to exhaust me and kill me, and they were not meant to train me to do runs. Okay, I hope you understand that, and I hope that's clear. So our workout programs are absolutely amazing. Turbo Fire, PMX, awesome programs, but I was running after, so it just didn't really kind of jive, but it worked for me, and that's how I lost. I ended up losing 80-some pounds doing Turbo Fire and running at the same time. That's actually how I did my workouts. Now, let's go forward a little bit. Obviously, things have happened since. About 2 years ago, I was actually in a Beachbody workout. It's called Mes de Mas. I know a lot of you aren't in the Latin market here in Canada, so I flew down to the Beachbody studios. I filmed, I think I'm in 3 of the workouts of Mes de Mas, and it was amazing. And during that workout, I met Idales Velasquez, who's the trainer for a new workout, 30-day breakaway. So when I heard Beachbody was doing a 30-day breakaway workout program, I was like, I don't know what this is going to be, but it's going to be awesome. And luckily, I was put into the test group. And in the test group, I can tell you now, telling you some of the stuff that's already been public now, it is the most phenomenal workout program I think you will ever do if you've ever wanted to run. So if you've ever wanted to run, it's amazing. If you're already a runner, it's amazing because of a couple things. She's come up with a way where, and I'm not going to give away too much. You can go Google it if you want, where basically she does something called a method. It's called RPM. And basically what that does is it allows you to push as hard as you want. So she might say something like, push at a level 8, right? So whatever level 8 for you might not be what a level 8 for me is, right? So I've been doing this workout with Erin side by side, and we'll run at the same time, whatever. It doesn't matter, because if I'm pushing to level 8, then she might push it a level 8. And some days, I'll be honest, doing this workout, I used to, she'll admit it, I used to run laps around her. But now, like, as we run together, like, she is keeping up. If not, sometimes I got to push the pace because she's going faster than I am, and she's only in her second week of her second round of doing this workout program. So the thing that I love the most about this program, I'll tell you, and then I'm going to give you some tips in terms of A, how to sell it, and B, why I think actually October is the best time to launch this program. I'll tell you why. I think it's absolutely cool. I think a lot of people are missing it, which is actually great for those coaches that go all in. So I'll tell you a little bit about that as well. So what's cool about this program is that the workouts that you do, as you probably already did the sample workout, is they are built to help you run faster. And ultimately, it's all about functional fitness, okay? And so there is a huge movement right now. I won't mention companies and little pop-up gyms and things like that have built up over time. Aaron and I love going to visit them. A lot of our friends own some of them. So here in the city, we're a member of a whole bunch of them to meet people. And it's awesome. And I'll tell you that a lot of that wave of the different gyms that certain celebrities own, the different chains that you see all over the place, where you're basically doing weights, and then you go to the next station, and then you do another workout, and then you go to the next station, and then now you're running on a treadmill. This program is better. I'm going to tell you, it is better, and it is built around those kinds of things, okay? So basically, with this workout, you're going to do a workout, and then on some days, most of the days, not all, you're going to go and do a run after. The whole thing, just so you know, takes about 45 minutes, and it doesn't feel like it. That's what I love the most. I don't know about you, but like, I honestly work out because I like it, but at the same time, like, there's other things sometimes I'd rather be doing. So this workout just goes by so fast. It feels like you're not even done, and then it's time to done, and then you go for a run. And so it's so engaging. The second thing about this workout is that all the moves, you did a sample, is they're all different. They're new. They're inspiring movements. They're really cool, fun. I don't know about you, but I get the same movements over and over again in different order, right? And so this workout, I can't remember a single move in the workout that was like something that I'd done before. She had a different take on it. And it's not just to try and make it cool. It's because it's more functional for you. And so you're really going to enjoy every single day. You're going to start wondering, like we were, I wonder what moves we're going to learn like tomorrow. It's kind of like, when you were doing 10 rounds, you did that workout, right? You'd learn different boxing combos and things like that. With this, you're going to learn different workout moves, which is really, really cool. The other thing is when you actually go out and you go and do the run, you're going to feel the change. And this is key, I think, especially for your challengers, is that your challengers are going to feel, they're going to feel the difference, okay? Because it doesn't really matter to me. Like, I don't really care. I don't work out for looks. I work out for health. I don't know about you. So I could care less what the number on the scale says. Unfortunately, most people are not educated enough, so all they care about is what the number says on the scale. So you'll get a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of you get people that do the workouts 3 weeks in, they feel like they lost 2 pounds, but they feel like better, but they've only lost 2 pounds, so they're, I don't, that might not be working for me. What am I doing wrong? What should I eat different, right? And so what I love about this program is that this program specifically, you will feel the progress almost, I would tell you, every 3 days. So your challengers every 3 days, they're going to feel it. They're going to see it. They're going to notice that they're running faster, that they're able to run further, that they're not as winded. By the end of the workout, they're going to be able to do Insta stories running with their phones. So the level of your cardio and your functional fitness is going to improve, and your challengers' functional fitness is going to improve. That's why I think this program is going to be a game changer, because no other program has almost like a built-in every other day, sometimes every day, almost like a fitness test without saying it's a fitness test. Now, the cool part is at the end of the whole thing, she brings it all together and you run the 5K. And again, I've been running for 8 years. I've run marathons, half marathons. I've run 10Ks, and I ran my fastest 5K that I've ever run. I guess I could say fastest ever in my 40s, because I turned 40 this year. But it was awesome. And you know what? I felt great and I enjoyed the process. So I will tell you, this is the most enjoyable workout program I've ever done. And I really think it's going to be the most enjoyable program that you've ever done. So that's kind of the synopsis of why I think that program is a game changer. Now, secondly, why is it the best time to launch this program? I'm going to tell you right now, as someone that even before this program, I've run through winters. Let me give you a couple of tips on winter actually first. First of all, obviously, if you are worried for your health and wellness reasons, whatever, blah, 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 fine, don't go outside and run. I'll give you some alternatives. But here's the thing. I've run in the winter. I've fallen one time, okay? In almost 8 years, I've fallen once. And it was only because I was being an idiot, just to be totally honest with you. But otherwise, you can just run a little bit shorter distances with your pace, get some good new shoes that have grip, and it's actually fine. It's actually not slippery. I mean, unless you're looking for where there's actually ice on the ground, don't go running on ice. It's actually not bad. I actually like running in the winter better. What I actually do is I'll put on a couple of layers. I'll usually put on 3 layers on top and then 2 layers on the bottom and some nice socks, and I'm good to go. And I'll usually warm up in the house a little bit. I'll drink my Energize. I drink about half of it before I'm out. I'm warmed up now for about 20 minutes. Here's the cool thing, why I'm so pumped about this program is because this program, I'm going to, right? Because this program, and kind of getting into why I think this is the best time to launch this program, you can do the first part of the workout and warm yourself up. And now you're warmed up. You just put on the extra 2 layers and you're ready to go. Like, you're already warmed up. You're ready to go. Now, here's another little trick I will give you as someone that literally has run, I don't even know, 1,000, 2,000 times outside in at least -30 or colder. I'm not telling you to do that, but that's what I've done. So, and there's a wasp run. I don't want to get bit by a wasp. Okay, so what I do is, so once I'm warmed up, so once you've done the workout, you just go outside for a little bit, like once you put the layers on, and you just gotta keep warming up for about 2-3 minutes, and you can kind of feel the weather, how it is to your body, okay? Because what you don't want to do is have too many layers on and then you're boiling in about 5 minutes. So what I do is I do that. I go outside and I kind of climatize. I feel how I feel. Sometimes I'll take off a layer. Sometimes I'll go back in and put on some gloves. Sometimes I'll put on another layer. Sometimes I'll put on a toque. It just depends. And that's how I kind of feel it out. And then I'm ready to go. And then I go on my run. And I love it. I love it because it keeps me cool. It doesn't affect my running at all. And it keeps me going. It keeps me going. And I really, really enjoy that process. So I'll tell you right now that from someone that's been running forever, my favorite time to run is actually the winter. Especially as coaches, I will tell you that a big part of my business is built in the winter. And I think it's because a lot of people like seeing, like, I don't know if you don't know this or not, but a lot of people, what they like is they like seeing you do things they feel they can't do yet. And then they like you being the person that's going to bring them on that journey to do something that they feel they can't do yet, but they want to do. Okay? Again, your entire as a coach is not to memorize, this is my opinion, not to memorize the ingredients in Shakeology, because I can do it in 4 or 5. It's not to memorize how much every single product costs. It's not to memorize placement, downline, all that stuff. The most important thing for you to do is to show people every single day that you are doing things that other people can't do yet. Boom. Then they see you doing them, and then they believe that you'll be the one that'll be able to get them to do those things that they've always wanted to do. Okay. So when you're running in the winter, you're going to realize that what's awesome is you're going to inspire a ton of people. A ton of people are not going to believe it that you're running, even if it's like -5. People are like, "Oh my gosh, you're running in snow? That's incredible. That's insane. You must be super fit, right?" So just as a coach, to be able to do that is absolutely insane and amazing. Okay, a couple of other tips about this winter that I'll give you. Okay, the other cool thing I will say is that you can actually also do this program on a treadmill. You can do this program on an elliptical. You can do this program on a bike. We actually just bought a bike for this winter because I like to run. Aaron doesn't want to. She's gonna maybe run a little bit with me, but for the most part, she loves this program now. We're gonna keep doing it. We can't wait for the launch like in a week, right? And so what we did is we bought a brand new bike, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna ride the bike. Probably do it as well, but we're gonna do it with this program, because this program, there's not only an audio, but there's also a video. So you can literally drop your iPad on top of your bike or your elliptical or your treadmill, and you can follow along with her, watch her running. In a lot of ways, it's almost a better, a nicer, a cooler experience to doing that. So you can do that however you want to do. Like, this program isn't just, I want you to understand, it's not just about running outside. Oh, it's winter, can't do it. Okay, that would be a huge mistake. I'm going to tell you another little trick. Okay, I don't know if there's a big truck coming. Hopefully it's not too loud. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you a little trick. And there's a book called Blue Ocean, Red Ocean Strategy. And what basically the whole theory of the book is that you don't want to go fish in a red ocean. Okay, a red ocean is an ocean where there's already a ton of fish, but there's a ton of fishermen. So there's blood in the water, meaning that if you went out and fished, if there was 1,000 fish in the sea in this little area, and there was 1,000 fishermen already there, and you go and drop your anchor, you're not going to catch a ton of fish, right? But now if you find a blue ocean would be a lake that, let's say, is full of thousands of fish, but there's no fishermen to be seen. What ends up happening is you would see a ton of fish, and if you went and fished there, you would just catch a ton of fish. Even if you're not that good of a fisherman, you would catch a ton of fish. So I'm going to tell you my little prediction here. My little prediction is that for 30-day breakaway, a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, well, they're going to make up the excuses." You know what the excuses are already, right? And so what that's going to do is it's going to create an opportunity for a ton of coaches that take action, the coaches that believe that they could actually make things happen, the coaches that say, "Okay, well, that actually makes a lot of sense, so I'm going to go all in." So there's going to be a lot more fish in the sea for the coaches that take action. I hope that makes a lot of sense. And there's going to be a ton of people that actually want to run. What's cool about this program is that it brings so many new people to the Beachbody demographic, because there's so many people that have never done Beachbody workouts that now are going to have a reason to try a workout. There are so many people that love to run, okay, that are going to want to do this workout. At the same time, places like, for example, in Canada, in British Columbia, right? In British Columbia, a lot of people like to work out outside. They like to go for runs. Why wouldn't they? There's beautiful mountains and scenery all over the place, right? So with this program, they can do that. They can get better at running, something that many people already do, and they want to get better at running, but all they do is they continue to run, and they don't think for a second, wait a minute, maybe if I did some isometric movements, if I did some movements with weights, if I did specific dynamic stretching, all these things I'm going to learn this workout, maybe my running would get better. And that's what you got to do. You got to educate people to understand that if you love to run, you need to add a different kind of training so that you can get better, faster, stronger. And I will tell you, the other cool thing is that people that run, okay, they are motivated by a goal. Most people that run is because they want to get that medal, right? They want to feel that feeling. And we're going to give them that feeling with their 5K medal when they complete their 5K at the end of this workout, which is really cool. But the cool thing is that these people are competitive. People always ask, how do we get business builders? How do we get people that want to run? Like, how many times have you literally said, I want someone on my team that will run, right? Here's how: you do a workout program that shows people how to run. You're going to attract people that want to run and will run with you. And that is so critical and so crucial. Now, the last thing I'm going to say about this program, and then I'll open up to questions, or Jake, is this, okay? Idalis is, if you haven't had her on a team call, she is like the salt of the earth human being. She's absolutely incredible. And I know that a lot of the Beachbody world maybe doesn't know her yet, but I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to see so much from her. And this is your opportunity to cement yourself as one of those people that helped launch this incredible trainer. With a lot of things going on with other launches, I can tell you that this program, if you focus on it, you're going to be going after that blue ocean I talked about. If you want to Google that book, you should go read it. It's Blue Ocean, Red Ocean Strategy. You got to go read that book. That is why we're going all in with 30-day breakaway. Oh yeah, last thing I love about this program, for me anyway, is you can eat, okay? Because I like to eat food. Like, I work out. If my kids want to go to the drive-in and like eat, I don't know, I go do it. And I don't care because I'm not trying to stand on a stage and be the only 40-year-old with a six-pack abs and 3 kids. That's not my goal. My goal is to live an amazing life, is to transform other people's lives, to spread the message that we can all do whatever we want to achieve in life. We can all do it, right? Whatever you set your mind to. So if you set your mind, I believe that the biggest superpower that we have as human beings is the superpower of expectation. So ask yourself, what is your expectation for this launch? Because it's been proven time and time again that every single day, most human beings do the exact same thing they did yesterday, meaning that 95% of the time, everybody does the exact same thing over and over and over again because you have an expectation of how your day goes. It's kind of like if you were to step on a plane. Imagine for a second, most people live their lives this way. If you were to step on a plane, okay, and you got on that plane, now I know it's COVID and you're like, I would love to step on a plane, but that's not happening right now. Okay, but let's just say if you were to step on the plane, you sat down in your seat and the pilot came on and said, oh, good morning, ladies and this is your pilot speaking. I have no idea where we are headed today. I actually don't even know how much gas or fuel we have to fly the plane. Hopefully we have some food stocked up. Here's the thing, guys. Why don't you guys just strap in your seatbelts? I'll let you know when we get there, and hopefully we don't crash. All right, peace out. Most people would jump off that plane so fast, and most of you would be like, that would never happen. That is absolutely ridiculous. Who would ever say something like that? Why would anyone get on a plane like that? You're just being ridiculous. What a terrible point. Okay, here is the point. The point is most people live their lives that way. Okay, the point is most of you, most people, most of your challengers, most of your coaches live their life that way. They get up in the morning and they have no expectations. So therefore, when you have no expectations, when you have no vision of how your day should go, guess what happens? Everyone else's visions and expectations are put into you, and you end up living a life where you're just doing what other people want you to do instead of you doing what you want to do. And that's why most people, when they live their life when they're 40 and 50, they hate their lives, they hate their jobs, they hate where they live, they hate the relationship they're in, is because they've been trying to achieve goals that other people told them to achieve, and they're trying to do it in the way that others told them to do. And that's not a way to live life. The way to live life is every day in the morning, you set an expectation for yourself. How are you going to live? What do you want to achieve in your life? What do you want? Because I promise you, when you expect things to go a certain way, they will absolutely go that way for you. So my challenge for you is to expect that you are going to get the highest Success Club points ever for the launch of the Breakaway. My expectation for you, that you expect that you're going to get the most business builders ever that want to run with you and help you build a business. So it's not just you building it and trying to get people, come on, why aren't you running with me? No, you have to have people that want to run with you, and they're calling you and saying, hey, why aren't you running today? Let's go run. Okay, you set that expectation, and when you fully envision your life like that, and you set those goals and expectations for yourself, I guarantee you will make them happen. Just like the people that are expecting this launch not to go well for them will absolutely be proven right as well, because life has a funny way of giving you exactly what you want. So that's my message today, Jake. I don't know if you want to open it up for questions or how you want to go from there. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Well, one, thank you. That was like, I just want to go for a run right now. Like, you always bring the fire, and I freaking love your analogies and that you always talk about. So much value brought to this. But yes, what kind of questions do you guys have? Do you guys have anything you would like to ask Miguel while we got him? Just to say, like, what is a huge opportunity this can be. I love that we're looking for runners, and we're going to find the people that want to run. And I think that sets a new precedent for who these potential clients and coaches will be and how they can be set up for success moving forward. So loved everything that you brought. But what questions? You guys have anything that you would like to ask Miguel? Go ahead and unmute yourselves. We'll give it a sec.
Hi, I just had a question. My name is Jefferson Gottfried, and I just wanted to say that when I first met Miguel, I seen one of his videos of him running by himself, and he said this one thing that really struck home to me and helped me keep pushing, and that's, what do you do when you're running out there and you're running by yourself and there's nobody else around you? Like, what keeps you going and stuff, and you have to find that, and that's your why, and that's what's going to keep you going when there's nobody else saying, hey, time to get up, time to work out. Like, you gotta, like, when I seen him running in through this wooded area in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and it wasn't sunny or nothing, it was actually quite cold looking, and just when he seen that, that made me believe to keep going and stuff. And that was pretty much the beginning of my transformation. And that was like 170 pounds in 3.25 years. But that right there was a really big motivator for me, was when I seen Miguel running, and like, I live in Manitoba too, and it gets extremely cold here. But like, everything that he said there is like, like, the winters here are pretty brutal, but I mean, what he said is like warming up and then dressing in layers, like, you can do this stuff. And I'm really looking forward to this, and thank you very much for your time.
Oh, that's awesome, Jeff. I love your story, and that's great. And I think Jeff brings up a great point, and that's really the key, is that you guys have an opportunity to transform the lives of so many people. And actually, Jeff isn't even my coach. So, and I hope you guys understand that every day you can choose to work out, or you can choose not to. Every day you can choose to play full out, or you can choose not to. It's a decision that you make. But I hope that you realize that you're just not making that decision for yourself. You're making it for other people. You're making it for your kids that are watching what mom and dad does. You're making it for friends that are watching to see if you stick to the things that you said you would do. You're doing it to help others like Jeff that you have never met before in your life, and people that you may never even ever meet, that you are that last bit of hope for some of them, that you can actually achieve things and do things, and you give them the energy to push forward. And I hope you understand that that's a gift. That's not something that everybody gets. There's so many people that would love this moment to be where you are right now, and they're not. And I hope you realize that, and I hope you see that. And I hope you see this as an opportunity to move even further and touch the lives of even more people.
Oh, love it. Well, I think this speaks for itself, and just saying your commitment and your versatility to continue to show up and create new expectations for yourself every single day allow people to see a difference in themselves. And I think Jeff just spoke to that point, is what we do affects people, because they end up exactly like Miguel said, they want to do what we do. They may just not be able to do it yet. And so it's setting that groundwork and everything. So I'm super pumped for this program. I'm not a runner, and I will admit that, but I want to become. And I think I really look forward to that challenge. And I was listening to something the other day, and the guy said, when you wake up and you make the hard choice first, it sets the precedent for your day. And I've noticed that in my life. So one thing that I've done, guys, I started taking cold showers because I didn't want to do cold showers. But I know there's a lot of health benefit. Like, it just kind of wakes you up in the morning. The days I do my workouts, it's so much easier to take a cold shower than the days that I don't. And on the days that I haven't worked out, it's like I don't have that drive to do the hard thing. And so it's making that hard decision first sets the precedent for your day. And I think that's what this program is going to do for so many people. So, Miguel, thank you so much for being here. That was amazing.
No worries. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, you bet. Thanks, everybody, for being here. 1 week, we're going to hit the ground running, pun intended, October 5th. Let's get it going, and let's just have a good time with this program. And I think it's going to really be a game changer that we've seen, especially with everything going on in the world. It's a great opportunity to get out and get some fresh air and get some vitamin D. So thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful day. We'll be in touch. Make it a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.